Hey, what's going on, everyone? So, this is a bit of a different video from anything you've probably seen from me. And the reason is because I'm a really big fan of something that Ludwig does. If you guys know Ludwig, he basically has a secondary channel where he just kind of talks about his thoughts in sort of an unedited or like very minorly edited fashion. And it feels just so real and genuine. And I feel like I haven't had any of those sorts of conversations with people that, watch my channel and like engage with my content. And I feel like something really changed for me specifically recently. I actually don't even know what it was, but something clicked for me, and I just started feeling really good about Genshin Impact content creation. And I feel like that's such a strange thing to have happen. I know a lot of content creators have like pretty rough mental health issues with like, it's hard doing YouTube, it's hard doing Twitch. A lot of people seem to think it's just playing video games for fun. And at the end of the day, yeah, it is playing video games, but it's still a job. You still have to dedicate a ton of time to putting out good content if that's something you're doing. Or, maybe you're putting out a ton of videos at once, so you're just talking all day. You're just thinking and constantly talking to yourself, a wall, a camera, right? There's no one there. Anyways, so a bit of a tangent there. Genshin Impact actually changed my life probably more than anything else that I've ever done. Except for music. Music is probably the only other thing, right? In high school, I got involved in music, and that's been a huge part of my life. And actually, for those of you who don't know, I graduated with a degree in music education, which is, I was supposed to be a band teacher after college, but I started doing this when COVID hit around that time. It might have been a little bit earlier when I started thinking about doing YouTube, but it was a little bit into COVID, and I saw Genshin Impact coming out, and I had a friend that had actually done YouTube before. He was making guides for Valorant, funny enough. So I saw that he was having a lot of success, and I decided that, I would give it a try. I had made videos when I was 13, 14, 15, and they were honestly just really bad. Like, I think you can look back at videos that you've made a really long time ago and go, oh man, like, no wonder nobody wanted to watch this, right? But coming back to it as an adult, I kind of looked and saw like, this is the kind of content I'd want to see. And so I thought, what if I start making guides for a new game that comes out and try to like take off with that trajectory? And lo and behold, every single Genshin Impact content creator that really pushed out like solid content at the start blew up. And actually, funny enough, Genshin Impact was such a worldwide phenomenon that it really has blown up tons of different people. Like, I think this game probably has some of the highest amount of content creators in it that are like actually successfully making money off of it, getting sponsors, all of those sorts of things. So I just feel like Genshin Impact has had a massive impact on both my life and the lives of other content creators in that it gave us a chance to be successful in a space that's not easy to succeed in. YouTube is tough because you have to understand what a good video is. And to understand what a good video is, you kind of had to have grown up watching a lot of videos. Around the time I was growing up, it was, PewDiePie, Markiplier, like, some of the people that are like very, very old now, still putting out content because they love it, but, they're taking it way easy, doing whatever they want to do for content. Um, but I guess what I'm saying is that Genshin Impact was the game that really allowed it, for so many people to skyrocket and actually get a chance at doing YouTube as a career. So if you don't know, I actually quit my job a little bit back. I talked about this on my live stream, twitch.tv/Braxophone. You should go check it out. When I quit my job, I decided that I was going to try to push content harder. And for like the next couple of weeks, I pushed content really hard, and then I got tired and burnt out, and that happens a lot. Um, but it was a scary thing for me because the idea of sustaining yourself on something that is constantly changing, whether or not you're going to get good viewership, whether or not your subs are inactive at a time, whether or not you're going to pick up sponsorships, that is a scary leap to take. And I think that if it was any game other than Genshin Impact, that would have been much harder to do. But just because mobile gaming is such a big space with so many people in it, so many mobile gamers, like it is insanely huge, guys, worldwide. Because of that, there's so much opportunity to make a living off of content creation. And I think that there's no way I'd be in the position I'm in right now if it wasn't with Genshin. As much as we give Genshin and the devs crap for making a game that doesn't have content, and I stand by that. Once you get to the end, there's nothing really to do. it's still a very good game, especially considering that it came out on mobile, which already has limitations that a lot of other platforms don't have. It's really it's changed a lot of things for a lot of people, but for me in particular, I'd be in public schools teaching music right now if it wasn't for Genshin Impact, and instead, I'm actually doing something that was a dream of mine since childhood, a dream of mine since I was like a very very young kid. I remember in high school actually, my lit teacher. It's not like litty, like haha funny, like my literacy teach. Anyways, she was basically saying that we're all going to write down a goal on a piece of paper, and it's something that we want to accomplish by the time we get out of college. And I wrote down, I want to have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. At the time, I thought that was huge. And when I was in high school, I guess the standards were a bit lower. PewDiePie wasn't at 100 million subs. He was at a couple million, I think, when I started. But, as YouTube grew, kind of cycled. But I wrote down, I want to have 1,000 subscribers by the time I get out of high school. And or not by high school, sorry, by college, right? And then I get to college and I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I'm like, wow, really? Like, it was that simple that all I had to do was just upload some guide videos, and that's it. And yeah, I mean, honestly, that's all you had to do. Like, I found content that people would want to watch, and then I uploaded stuff. Now, granted, my content's gotten a lot fucking better since then. But at the start of Genshin Impact, no one knows what they're doing. And that's the beauty of new game launches, is nobody knows what they're doing. So it's fun. Everyone gets to discover these things together. And so I had a lot of fun with content creation right at the start there. And I think that it really encouraged me to keep going, especially when I got to that 1K. And then by the time I was out of college, I was at 20K, 25K. And now, like, I've been graduated for a while, but it's look where we're at, man. Like, right now on the YouTube, 78,000 people. There are 78,000 people who are subscribed to my channel, getting my videos on their homepage. Like, that's insane. That's actually insane to me that this is something that's happening, and it's kind of surreal. I had been down on myself for a really long time, and I think a lot of other creators get in this too, where you feel like you have months where you're not really growing, you're stagnating, and I think stagnation after you get so used to growth really feels bad. It feels like you're not going anywhere. It feels like you're not going to be able to sustain what you're doing, and it makes you want to give up. What's the point of uploading a video if it's not going to do better than the last video, or if it's not going to push you anywhere? Um, and I mean, yeah, it's scary. It's terrifying, in fact. But I think recently I've just had a lot of really positive experiences that have sort of changed my outlook on that. And I think that without Genshin Impact, I don't think I would be able to have gotten into YouTube. I think I would be out teaching public schools, like I said. And I wouldn't be doing like my actual dream job, which is like creating content. And I think that realization that came over me recently kind of made a lot of the anxiety go away. It's not that it's completely gone. I'm sure there's going to be times where I'm worried about relevancy and stuff. But at the end of the day, you've already kind of made it. Like, 78,000 people doesn't feel like a lot to someone who's been at 78,000 for like a month. But to someone who's constantly gaining subs and seeing positive support, people interacting on Twitter, people interacting on Twitch, like, all of those things, it's really reaffirming, and it's really comforting, and it makes me feel like I've succeeded in something really great. And so I guess, what was the point of this video? I don't even know. I kind of I just wanted to talk about my feelings with Genshin and content creation. It has really been crazy. Genshin Impact did really change my life and allow me to do things that I never thought I'd be able to do. You could say that I could have been successful in another space, and that's probably true. If I knew what kind of content people wanted to see and I did it in another space, chances are it'd still be successful. But Genshin was really such a powerful platform for so many people to get off the ground, because this is one of the first games that has been seen as a huge worldwide phenomenon from launch. And I think that Genshin has done a lot of good things for people, regardless of whether or not they've taken your money, or whether or not you're losing 50/50s. There's a lot of bad things you can say about Genshin, right? But at the end of the day, it has changed so many lives, and I just think that's incredible. I just think that's amazing. And I think for that reason, even when I'm tired of Genshin Impact, I will still have some love for Genshin Impact because it was just so important to getting me where I am, and I really just I appreciate that a lot. But even more than that, everyone who's watching this video, there's not going to be a lot of you because you guys are over on my second channel. Like most people aren't going to see this, but for you guys who are here, like it's incredible. It means so much to me, and it's like I can't believe that this is real. This is a thing that's happening. There are people that are interested in hearing my thoughts, watching my content, and I don't know. It's crazy, man. But yeah, I guess I just kind of wanted to talk about some of the feelings I've had about Genshin Impact and content creation, how it's changed for me. I might release something that's like, a little more scripted, a little more coherent, refined, even on the main channel. But these are my unfiltered thoughts, and yeah, I hope you had fun listening. But I will see you guys later.